It is a risky thing to oppose someone who belongs to God. Yet many people walk around with cheerful faces while concealing harmful thoughts in their hearts. Some of the people working against you are very close to you every day, pretending to be happy for your success. But they are secretly placing dirt under trees near rivers and at road crossings, whispering your name into it to keep your life stuck. This is no longer a time to weep or keep asking why you keep losing work, why your relationships always fail, or why you have strange illnesses that no doctor can explain. This is not simply bad fortune. It is a battle in the spirit world. There are people who do not want to see you succeed, and they have taken your name to spellcasters, to sacred places, to dirt altars, and to wicked gatherings. But you do not have to continue suffering in quiet. For too long, you have tolerated suffering, dishonor, lack, betrayal, and delays while acting strong. But deep inside, you feel trapped in your spirit. They buried your name in the dirt, hoping you would never recover. But now it is your moment to return everything to the person who sent it. If they use dirt to keep you down, you will use dirt to break free and send every evil back to where it began. This is not about getting revenge. This is true justice. And if you follow the steps correctly for just 3 days, everything they sent to you will go back to them much stronger. And the people who work against you will either speak the truth, be clearly revealed, or be ruined by the very altars they built to hurt you. This is the simple fact. Your enemies are scared you will find out, because once you know this, they know their evil plans are finished. Have you ever wondered why some problems never end, no matter how much you pray? Is it possible that someone trapped you in the spiritual world and your soul has been crying out to be free without you knowing? Now you are about to discover a spiritual method that has been right in front of you. The dirt under your feet is now turning into a tool for your freedom, for your triumph, and for justice. This is your chance to stand up from the dust and get rid of every curse, because once you understand this, you will never be a victim again. Let me show you what to do with dirt that will make your enemies admit the truth and be defeated. There is a hidden power about dirt that many faithful people have overlooked. Yet in the spiritual world, it is one of the most powerful things used both for safety and for destroying things. Spellcasters, evildoers, and spiritual workers know that dirt holds the mark of a person, his footstep, his presence, and his movement. Because humans were created from the dust of the ground, they use dirt to tie up futures, to slow down success, and to stop the voices of the people they hurt in the spirit. Every time someone takes dirt from where you walked, from your house, or from your clothes and buries it while saying your name, they are not just doing a simple action, they are creating a spiritual prison, using the earth itself to capture your future. What they do not want you to know is that this very same dirt can be used to turn the evil around. Just as it carries spiritual marks, it can also carry words of freedom, of release, and of justice. When someone with God's power speaks to it, there is a reason why Jesus once wrote on the ground and why prophets knelt down to pray on the earth. It was not just a picture, it was spiritual power linked to the parts of creation. Dirt responds to a voice, to breath, and to a goal. When you pick up dirt and talk to it with strong belief, you are starting a process. The system of God's judgment is already built into the earth. What enemies do in secret, you can destroy in the light. What they buried can be found. What they closed can be broken open. You must understand that the dirt they use to hold you is not stronger than the power inside you to tell it to let you go. This is why many people start feeling dizzy, unwell, or confused when they step on dirt that has been cursed or used for evil acts without knowing. The energy of being trapped stays in the soil until someone stands up with authority to break it. That is why this action is not for show. It is about taking back control. You are not asking the dirt to move. You are commanding it to follow God's justice and to reject every evil word spoken over it. If you have been dreaming of walking through dust, being buried, losing your shoes in muddy places, or being pulled under the ground, these are signs that your future has been caught in the world of dirt. And yet, you can take it back. The moment you collect a little bit of clean dirt with the intention to break free, you have already started a spiritual battle. Because every small piece of dirt on earth can become a witness, a record, or a strong weapon based on how it is used. And when you start it with God's command, you set in motion a powerful wave of judgment that no altar, shrine, or spell can stop. Many people are stuck because they never speak to creation. They fast and pray, but they never use the physical things that were used to trap them. And yet creation is waiting for you to give a command to it. When you speak to dirt, you are not speaking to something dead. You are speaking to the first pieces of life, and it will listen. That is why you must take this lesson seriously. If your enemies had the courage to bury your name and put a curse on your family using soil, then you must have the courage to dig it out and send it back. Because when dirt hears the voice of God through your voice, it will stand up against the wicked and destroy their plans. It will turn their attacks around and become a powerful flow of shame against them. And the same wicked way they buried your name is the same way they will be buried by their own evil. When you stand to speak over dirt with understanding and God's support, your voice becomes judgment. Your words become fire, and your enemies will start to confess without knowing why. That is how strong this is. But you must learn how to do it for 3 days. Not without a plan, not in fear, but with courage and God's exact guidance. Because when you use dirt under God's command, even the evil world will shake. The action must start on the day your spirit is most tired of suffering. When you feel you have had enough, when you are ready to break out of every chain that has been holding you back, on the first day, wake up early before the sun comes up. Wash your face and hands with clean water while stating that you are cleaning yourself from every link to evil agreements. Go outside with no shoes on if you can touch the earth, and take a handful of clean, dry dirt and put it in a small dish or container. Hold it in your hand and begin to speak to it. You must say, "Every curse buried in the ground with my name, every evil altar built against me using dirt, today I cancel your assignment. As I return this dirt to the earth, let every evil go back to the sender. Speak with courage. Name the things you have suffered, lack, betrayal, delay, sickness, and command every evil word to break by fire. Then walk to a tree, a riverbank, or a quiet place outside and pour the dirt back onto the ground while facing the east. Do not look back. Leave it there and walk away without speaking. On the second day, do the same thing, but now state that the dirt will begin to confuse every watchful spirit, every evil watcher, and every familiar spirit linked to your life. Say, as I release this dirt, I break up their meetings, I blind their eyes, and I dry up their altars. Wherever they buried my name, may their hands catch fire. As you speak, gently shake the dirt in your hand as a symbol of shaking off being trapped. You must not do this in fear. Your voice must carry the authority of someone who knows the kingdom of darkness is shaking. Again, go to a different place outside and let the dirt go while speaking judgment out loud. On the third day, the action becomes the most powerful. On this day, you will wake up early, put oil on your forehead and your feet, and speak over the dirt one last time, but this time call for God's justice. Say, as I return this dirt to the ground, let every hidden enemy be revealed. Let their secrets come out, and let every spiritual coffin they made for me become their own. I bury their wickedness under this earth and seal it with fire. This is the day when many people start to see things happen. Sudden dreams of snakes dying, old friends telling the truth, or people getting sick and asking for forgiveness. After letting the last bit of dirt go back home quietly and put oil on your doorway. Do not gossip or talk too much that day. Stay in a place of worship and quiet reflection. This action is not evil magic. It is a spiritual reversal of evil plans using one of God's first creations. The earth was not made for you to be trapped in the spirit, but to carry your blessing. When you finish the 3 days, thank God for revealing your enemies, for lifting your name from the dust, and for turning the enemy's weapon back to their own side. Do not go looking for results. They will come by themselves. Just as the enemies sent problems to you secretly, their defeat will come loudly. Some will call you crying. Others will dream of you chasing them. And some will even start to avoid you because they now fear what you carry. This is how the dirt works. Quietly, powerfully, and directly, you have taken what was meant for your destruction and used it for your freedom. This action will change your spiritual situation forever. And once you have done it with understanding and faith, you will never go back to who you were. You will walk with courage, knowing that every bit of dirt under your feet now carries your authority. You will walk with confidence, knowing that God gave you power over creation, and that your enemies can no longer hide in the dark while burying your future. Because now you know how to send it all back to the sender. After finishing the dirt ritual for 3 days, things begin to change in the spiritual world with force and clarity. You may start to have dreams where the people who have been behind your problems suddenly look confused, are clearly shown for who they are, or are asking for forgiveness. Some people say they see snakes cut into pieces. spellcasters telling the truth in public, or strange birds falling dead outside their homes. These are not just accidents. They are signs that the dirt has started its rightful job of judgment. The most surprising part is when someone who seemed kind suddenly stays away from you, starts to act scared, or even says things they never meant to say. Their tongues become loose, and their secrets start to chase them. Some people have told how enemies who once stood strong against them began to get sick in a strange way, lose their own protection, or be troubled by the very spirits they sent. Because when you send back what they buried, the spirits that were sent to trouble you turn around and start troubling the sender. You might start getting unexpected apologies, strange messages, or direct arguments as those who once walked in the shadows can no longer hide. Their secret protection has been removed, and they know it. Some will weep in your dreams, asking you to forgive them. Others may try to give you money or confuse you to stop what you have done, but do not be afraid. Once the action has been done in the correct way and with God's power, you have started a judgment that cannot be stopped by evil hands. This is where you must stay praying, quiet, and watchful. During this time, your spiritual awareness will get stronger. You will start hearing clearly, understanding faster, and noticing the feeling around certain people changing. Light has entered, and darkness cannot stand against it. Those who once controlled you in the spirit now shake when you are near. The same dirt they used to trap your life has now turned against them, carrying your voice and God's justice wherever it lands. Sometimes within 3 days of finishing, the person behind your problems may be shamed in public, arrested, get sick, or even die if they refuse to change. This is not because you wanted it, but because God's judgment has decided. What many do not realize is that the earth itself responds to what is wrong. When someone uses creation to destroy a child of God, that same creation rises to protect the innocent. That is why, after this action, stories of success start to come in. People say job offers suddenly appear, long legal issues are won, peace in marriage returns, and strange, heavy feelings lift from their lives. Things you tried for years to do suddenly start to happen. Your money gets better, your health returns, your joy comes back. It is not magic, it is God putting things back in order. You call back what was stolen, you found what was buried, you reverse what was cursed. And the results show it is true. The fear of God will fall on those who thought they could ruin your life in quiet. Now they see you have found spiritual knowledge that reveals hidden things and stops wickedness. And from now on, the spiritual world knows your voice. The dirt remembers you. The earth will now work for you. And your enemies will never forget the day they tried to bury you and ended up preparing their own downfall. Now that you have seen what dirt can do in the spiritual world, it is time to look inside and ask yourself a serious question. How long have you put up with what God never wanted you to accept? How many years have you suffered quietly while your enemies celebrated over your very future? How many times have you prayed and avoided food without knowing that a simple thing like dirt could hold the key to your freedom? This is your moment to wake up. This is the moment your eyes must open, not only to who your enemies are, but to who you are in the spirit. You are not weak. You are not helpless. You are not a victim. You are a spiritual fighter with God's power over creation. And the fact that you now know how to use dirt for fighting is a clear sign that your training is finished. You have been awakened for a reason. Your delay, your loss, your shame, your cycles of almost but never, none of it was by chance. It was a wicked plan meant to bury you alive. But God allowed it, so that when you stand up with fire, you stand up with understanding. You stand up with marks that now carry wisdom, and you stand up with power that no one can take from you again. You now understand that spiritual fights need spiritual weapons, and sometimes the strongest weapon is not the loudest prayer, but the most precise action. Speaking to dirt may seem strange to the normal mind, but in the spirit world it is a statement of control, a statement that you refuse to let the enemy use what God created for your blessing. This is why you must never go back to the days when you begged people to care for you, when you explained yourself to people who were secretly trying to ruin you, or when you put up with delays thinking it was just bad luck. Now you know better. Now you understand that some delays are spiritual traps buried where you can see them. And now that you have broken those traps, it is time to walk in a new way. It is time to stop hiding your power, stop quietening your gifts, stop apologizing for your anointing, and stop making yourself small to fit in places you were chosen to lead. This dirt action has awakened something old inside of you, something that was buried but never dead. And now that it is alive again, your enemies will never sleep well again. Because when a child of God wakes up with knowledge, the evil world starts to worry. You have now become a spiritual threat. You have become a voice of judgment to wicked altars. You have become the fulfillment of God's promise that those who dig a hole will fall into it themselves. And you must never forget this change. Protect it, take care of it, help it grow, and teach others what you have learned. Because this level of awakening is not only for you, it is for your family. Your freedom is their future. Your courage is their protection. And your voice is now a clear call in the spirit. Walk. Speak with authority. Declare with conviction, and never go back to not knowing about the spirit world again. Now I want you to stand and speak this with fire in your voice, not as someone who hopes to be free, but as someone who knows freedom has already been declared. Say this: I stand upon the earth as one who carries God's power. I speak to every piece of dirt that was used to curse me, bury my name, delay my life, or destroy my future. Hear the voice of the Lord through me and reject every evil word spoken against me. I command you, O dirt, to become a weapon of judgment against every wicked altar raised in my name. Let those who buried my name in darkness be clearly shown by the light. Let every spellcaster, every evildoer, every sorcerer who touched dirt to hurt me fall into their own trap. I start a spiritual reversal. I speak, return to the sender. Let their curses go back much stronger. Let their evil acts fail. Let their watchful spirits go blind. Let their wicked hands become weak. Let their tongues that spoke evil be made silent. Let their meetings be broken up by fire. I call upon the dirt to carry my cry, to carry my command, and to carry my justice. Now pause and feel that power rising. This is not normal talk. This is your spirit waking up for battle. Say this next: I take back my name from every grave. I find my star again. I take back my voice, my health, my wealth, my future. As I hold this dirt, I hold a sign of control. As I let this dirt go, I release judgment. No weapon made against me will succeed. No spell or magic will stay on my life. I say that from today, the earth will be good to me. The ground will give blessings to me. And my footsteps will lead to plenty. And no one will ever bury me again in the spirit or in the body before my time. Now say with courage, I cancel every evil plan written in the dust. I wipe away every agreement sealed with soil. I break every burial action done with my clothes, my hair, my name, or my picture. I call fire down on every evil that came from dirt. I announce a heavenly turning over of every demonic judgment. Let confusion enter the camp of my enemies. Let their plans turn into dust. Let the same dirt they used against me carry their own ruin, and let every mouth that laughed at me be silenced for good. This is your final move, your sign of spiritual battle. Speak it and believe it. From this day I walk with power. From this day I speak, and the earth answers. From this day my enemies will run when they hear my name. And from this day I say anyone who touches me or my family will pay with their own suffering. It is written and it is done. Back to the sender in the name of the Most High God. Stay quiet for a moment after saying these words. Let your spirit receive what your mouth has just sent out. This is not a game. This is a spiritual weapon. And now that it has been started, the war has turned to help you. Let the dirt speak. Now that you have finished this path of learning, fighting, and restoration, do not keep this knowledge for yourself. Too many people are hurting in silence, suffering attacks they cannot understand, and losing fights they do not even know have spiritual causes. You have been given this wisdom not only to protect yourself, but to help others become free. There is someone out there right now whose name is buried under dirt, whose future has been caught under the weight of a curse, and they are asking for help without even knowing what is wrong. You can be the one to share this light. You can be the one to open the door for their freedom. Do not wait. Share these words with your family, your friends, your prayer group, and even those who used to make fun of your spiritual beliefs. Let them see that the same dirt they walk on carries power when it is awakened by God's command. Let them hear the truth. And when you do, tell them not to mess around with this teaching. Tell them to get ready in the spirit, to follow the steps with care, and to trust God completely as they act. This is not a magic belief. It is not a trend. It is God's knowledge that has set thousands free over many years. If you are hearing this and you feel a strong energy inside you, that is not by accident. God is moving your spirit because you have been chosen as a protector for your family. You are the one that ends the bad patterns. You are the one who does not die poor, silent, or hidden. You are the one who turns back every attack sent by jealous family, fake friends, old partners, wicked co-workers, and local spellcasters. And you must be ready. So do not just listen again. Let the message go deep into your core. Let the teaching enter your spirit. And once you have done the ritual, tell what happened. Share your story so others can be given hope. Tell us what dreams you had, what good things came, what truths you heard. We are creating a group of fighters, not victims. We are raising voices that break evil agreements, and every story makes another person stronger as they stand up to fight. Do not forget to follow this guidance if you have not yet. Here we do not make the truth easy to swallow. Here we show darkness. Here we pray, we learn, we fight, and we win. If this message spoke to you, show it so the system knows this message is important. Leave a statement to say your freedom, your fire, and your fight, and most important, share this quickly. The same way enemies move quietly, we must now move with understanding. Let this message go to all the earth. Let the hurting people hear and rise. Let the quiet ones find their voice. Let the buried ones stand up, and let every altar built in the ground be broken by the voice of knowledge. This is wisdom, where truth meets healing and wisdom wakes up restoration. This is the moment you stop being a target and start becoming a threat to every dark altar. The knowledge you now carry is a weapon they cannot stop. Your voice, once silenced by their rituals, now carries the command of heaven. Your footsteps, once tracked for their evil purposes, now mark a path of God's reclaiming. The same earth that held you down is now rising to defend you. Do not think lightly of the change that has happened. You have been brought into a level of spiritual power where your words shape reality and your commands activate creation itself. You might feel a new strength growing inside you. That is not your imagination. It is the awakening of the rule God placed within you from the beginning. The feeling of heaviness lifting, that is the dirt releasing your name from its prison. The sudden clearness in your mind, that is the confusion they sent being scattered back to its source. The energy returning to your body, that is the life they tried to bury now coming back to life. These are not small signs. They are proof that the spiritual world is responding to your firm commands. Now let me show you how to keep this win and make sure no one can ever bury you again. The battle does not end with the 3-day ritual. That was your declaration of war. What comes next is your establishment as a lasting power in the spirit world. You must understand that your enemies will try to fight back. They will send new attacks, try new ways, and attempt to make you doubt what you have achieved. This is why you must stand firm in your new authority. Every morning from now on, step outside and place your bare feet on the ground. Feel the connection between your spirit and the earth. Speak to the soil beneath you and declare, "No weapon formed against me will succeed. No ritual performed in secret will stand. Every curse returns to its sender. Every altar raised against me falls by fire." This daily action creates a spiritual wall around you that pushes away darkness automatically. The earth becomes your helper, your witness, and your protector. When you walk, understand that your footprints now carry authority. Wherever you step, you are claiming that ground for God's kingdom. You are making the earth beneath your feet holy. Those who once collected your footprints to use against you will now find that same soil speaking against them. Your footsteps now carry blessing rather than weakness. The ground you walk on becomes holy ground that rejects wicked plans. If you ever feel that familiar spirit of being weighed down trying to return, do not worry. Go immediately to any patch of earth, pick up a handful of soil, and speak directly to it. I break every renewed evil plan. I cancel every fresh curse. I send back every new attack. Then throw that soil toward the east, showing the complete removal of whatever darkness was coming against you. This simple act maintains your win and keeps the enemy on the defensive. Remember that your voice has now been recognized in the spiritual realm as a voice of power. The same way kings have power in their kingdoms, you now carry power over the elements that were used against you. Dirt, soil, dust, these elements now recognize your voice and respond to your commands. Do not speak without thought. Your words carry power. Your statements shape realities. Your commands establish heavenly order. Some of you will begin to notice physical changes in your surroundings as a result of this awakening. Plants may grow well near your home. Animals may behave differently around you. The atmosphere in your space may feel lighter. These are natural responses to your spiritual change. Creation recognizes when a child of God steps into their power and responds accordingly. The earth is ready to cooperate with those who walk in God's plan. Your dreams will change. Where you once dreamed of being buried, you will now dream of flying. Where you saw yourself trapped, you will see yourself leading groups. Where you witnessed dark ceremonies, you will now see altars falling apart and fires burning against your enemies. Pay attention to these dreams. They are proof of your new spiritual position. They are evidence that the burial is over and the new life has started. Do not be surprised when people who once hurt you suddenly want to be near you. They will feel the change in your spirit and unconsciously seek the light you now carry. Be smart. Not everyone deserves access to your new spiritual power. Some will try to take your energy or study your methods to plan new attacks. Guard your space. Protect your energy. Not everyone who smiles at you is your friend. Your ability to see truth has increased. Use it. The money that was blocked will begin to flow. The chances that were hidden will start to appear. The relationships that were broken will be fixed or replaced with better ones. This is not magic. It is the natural result of removing spiritual obstacles. When the curses are broken, blessings flow naturally. When the burial ends, new life begins. When the silence is broken, proof appears.